Hi, I'm Ruth Hickman, founder of Abundant Word Ministries, and I'm excited to announce the release of our new DVD series called Clothed in His Righteousness. We're talking really about three different kinds of clothing: the priest, the warrior, and the bride. And remember, we said gender has no part in this, because so many times we women have the idea that, well, we're not priests or warriors. I mean, we can't imagine ourselves being dressed in armor and all that kind of thing. But I'm sure you men can't figure out how to be a bride either. Today we're going to look at the warrior, and we have a picture of a warrior here, and this is, of course, first century, kind of a Roman centurion kind of thing. And you will notice that he has a helmet on his head. Now, we're going to talk about the different parts of the armor as we go along here, but I want us to particularly think about the head now, the helmet on his head. It protects the entire head, if you'll notice. It protects even his cheeks and his chin. The whole head is protected there. And the reason for that is that this is where the battleground is. This is where the enemy comes and tries to make us think that we can't do this, we can't do that, we don't know how to stand against the enemy. And we're really talking today about spiritual warfare. We as believers are brides, warriors, and priests of Christ. The clothing of each of these roles gives us a picture of those Christ will return for and how we are to be living in these last days. The warrior's clothing is all for the front side. There is no armor for the back side, which means that we cannot run away from warfare. And this is one of the main lessons we need to understand, because so many times people just want to hide their heads in the sand, or they just want to get away from it or something, No, you've got to face it head on. The set of 4 DVDs, or 8 CDs, that's 8 lessons, clearly and beautifully show each part of who we are in Christ. Because tonight we're going to talk about the bride. And, I thought, I haven't heard very much teaching about the bride. And then I got to thinking, it's probably because men do a lot of the teaching. When you think about the bride, we get a picture in our mind. Usually she's dressed in white. She has a veil. She's lovely. She is radiant, I think about when the bride comes down the aisle at the wedding. Everybody stands and turns and looks at her. She is the focal point, isn't she? The picture, if we can just get that picture of the bride as a warrior and a priest. All three together. The bride has got to use that sword and that shield, and she's got to be strong. She's got to get her combat boots on, and then she's got to pray. She's got to know that she is a priest. And when I say she, remember there's no gender in this. Bride overcoming. And you see, it's a story of victory, isn't it? Of victory, of someone having to take the place of the warrior and to come into effect. You see, defeat comes from fear and doubt. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not burdensome, for whatever is born of God overcomes the world. And this is the victory that overcomes the world, our faith. Who is it that overcomes the world but he who believes that Jesus is the Son of God? So the thing that's going to help us to overcome is our faith in knowing who God is. Our faith in knowing that even though we are a bride and we're waiting for our bridegroom to come, that we are a warrior. Don't miss this exciting series. It's a perfect birthday or holiday gift for friends, family, church, and Bible study groups. Also be sure to place an order for our DVD Tabernacle series called Coming Into His Presence. Order today, and thank you for supporting this ministry.